Honorable colleagues, I've examined and approved the second votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 19th February 2025. Honorable colleagues, it's my pleasure to recognize the presence of students of Federal University of Technology, Akure Students' Union, Students' Representative Council who are here with us to observe our proceedings. Please, can we appreciate them? You're welcome. Please sit down. We also have with us students from Jewel Model Schools here in Abuja. Students of Jewel School, you're welcome. You may sit down. Do we have other students there that we have not announced? It appears as if we have another group. Please, can you stand up for recognition? Even though we don't have your, Zenith Hills Academy, right? Students of Zenith Hills Academy, please can you rise up for recognition? Honorable colleagues, please can we appreciate them? You're welcome. Please sit down. Honorable colleagues, on a sad note, we received the death of Professor Joy Yu Umo. Sorry, let me see. No. This message is brought by Professor Joy Yu Umo. It is in respect of the death of Chief Honorable Asuku Udro Umo. And the message reads as follows. On behalf of the family of late High Chief Honorable Asuku Udro Umo of Iton Odoro, Ikono local government area, I write to please request an announcement, associated protocol in respect of the demise of Honorable Asuku Udro Umo be made on the floor of the House Plenary of 20th February 2025. I, Chief Asuku Udro Umo, participated in the politics of the Second Republic in Nigeria by winning election to represent Ikono and Ini constituencies in the Federal House of Representatives under UPN political party platform. He served credibly until the military took over government in 1983. It is clear that Honorable Chief Asuku Udro Umo has left indelible legacies befitting of a one-time honorable member of the National Assembly in Nigeria. He will be buried on 28 February 2025 in his hometown of Iton Odoro, Ikono local government. May his soul rest in peace. Please find attached the scanned copy of Asuku Umo's national ID card for your further information. Thank you for your cooperation. With esteemed regards, signed, Sir Professor Joe U. Umo, KJW, FNES. Honorable colleagues, please shall we rise for a minute silence? May his soul rest in peace. On a happy note, honorable colleagues, Honorable colleagues, on a happy note, after a sad information concerning the death of one of our own, a former member in the Second Republic, it's my honor and privilege to announce the change of a political party of one of our ranking and vibrant members to at least brighten the house. Honorable colleagues, particularly those in the opposition, I could see Honorable Manu Soros already smiling, acknowledging that he's very happy with what I'm going to read. This letter is coming from Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi, member representing Guaram Federal Constituency of Jigawa State, and his message to the House reads as follows. Notification of change of political party membership. He said, I write to formally notify you and the honorable members of my decision to switch my political party membership from the New Nigeria People's Party to the All Progressive Congress. This decision follows the directives of my constituents who are dissatisfied with the leadership crisis, litigations, and factional disputes within the NPP, which threaten the political future of its members. I appreciate the NPP for providing me the platform to be in this great chamber before the unfortunate division that has now factionalized the party. This decision is in accordance with Section 68 subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution as amended for your guidance and records. Be rest assured of my commitment to the 10th Assembly, the APC-led government at all levels, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Please accept the assurances of my highest regards. Signed, Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi. Honorable Galambi, congratulations. Congratulations for seeing the light. Congratulations for joining the biggest party in Africa. I hope other red caps will also follow suit in due course. Congratulations. Honorable Manu, will you also join us in...
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Join us first and celebrate with us, and then we can allow you to raise your point of order.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, any member with petition? I will start with the number one petition mover of the House.
Please, let's go back to our seat, please, and maintain decorum, please.
Honorable okay?
We are proceeding, please, and we are on live TV. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the distinguished Speaker of the 10th Assembly, my esteemed colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakalos. I represent the Nigerians that believe in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I must say that I have several petitions because we are really inquired why they're coming in low number. I must use the opportunity to thank you.
At least to compensate for the days you have not presented.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. And
is in order.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, and I want to inform the House that in the last 14 months, that under your watch, Nigerians have received answers from various petitions. And that makes them to comfort more because you have represented that this is remain the last hope of the common Nigeria. In the light of that, Mr. Speaker, I have a petition signed by what they call disengaged workers of Nigerian Post Authority. Mr. Speaker, I said in line of their disengagement, it was agreed that certain payments would be made to these staffs. But as you speak now, these staff are complaining bitterly and have come before you for succor, signed by the chairman, C.D. Obogu, and V.C. Bitamo, asking you to use their good office to ensure that their answers are paid, their enumeration, they are paid their disengagement fees and receives answers to their petitions. On the other hand, I have another petition signed by Elizabeth Jonah Ashibon against National Broadcasting Commission on refusal to pay her monetization entitlement and other benefits and promotion. Another one, Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, coming from Omolo Phase 2 Community Development Association, Lagos, complain against Ikeja Electricity over what they called epileptic power supply, low voltage, irrespective that they have been moved from the bandless to band A. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, these petitions, I seek your leave to lay it, believing as you have done to others, that they will receive answer to their queries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please proceed and lay your petitions. Any more petitions? Honorable Rashid.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullah Rashid, member representing the Kunafada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I have a petition from Association of Senior Staff of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institutions against Eco Bank PLC on appeal for review on the refusal of the bank to pay negotiated severance benefit to disengaged staff. I seek your permission, Mr. Speaker, to lay this petition for the consideration of the House. Thank you, sir.
Please proceed. Any more petitions? Honorable, please, go ahead. Honorable Martins, right?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Honorable Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Attorney Matthew Wogu. I speak for the people of Abombise, Ngobala Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from the Nigerian Office for Trade Negotiation Staff Association. This petition is against one Ambassador Yunov Frederick Aga about the instant abuse of office and gross misconduct being perpetrated by him. I calculated a systematic corruption in the Nigerian Office for the Trade Negotiations. Mr. Speaker, all their demands are stated in the petition. With your leave and the leave of the House, may I lay this petition?
Please go ahead. Deputy Chairman Sports. Honorable Jajere.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Engineer Mohammed Buba Jajere. I represent the good people of Fika Fune, Federal Constituency. I'm from Yobe State, Mr. Speaker. I have a petition here signed by one Antonia Amechi on behalf of Miracle Divine Ventures Limited. And their petition is a formal complaint against African Union Development Agency for regarding the non-payment of duly executed contracts. Mr. Speaker, may I seek your leave to lay this petition before the Honorable House? Thank you.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? No? All petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions for further legislative action. Before we proceed to the next item, it's my pleasure to announce to honorable colleagues that today is the birthday of the following honorable colleagues. Honorable Abegdi Frederick, representing Sagbama Ikeremo Federal Constituency of Bayelsa State. We also have Honorable Sunday Umeha, representing Iziegu Udi Federal Constituency of Enugu State. We have Honorable Abdullah El Rashid, representing Dukuna Fada Federal Constituency of Gombe State. We have Honorable Mohammed Isa Anka, representing Anka Talata Mafara Federal Constituency of Zamfara State. Please, if members are around, can you rise for recognition? Honorable colleagues, can we appreciate him on his birthday? Happy birthday on behalf of the House. Honorable colleagues, the first motion of the day is coming from Honorable Garba Inoa. If Honorable Garba is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. I am Honorable Inoa Garba, member representing the very good people of Yamatudeba, Federal Constituency from Gombe State, Mr. Speaker. I rise this morning, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, to raise a motion which I and many of our colleagues believe is a matter of urgent public importance. On that, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the House to step down the relevant House rules in order to allow me to present this motion as a matter of urgent national importance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
You have not indicated the subject
the
matter.
matter is the need to investigate the allegation by U.S. Congressman Scott Perry of United States, Scott Perry, the United States Agency for National Development, USAID, has allegedly funded Boko Haram and other international terrorist organizations. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg, Honorable Galambi? Galambi of APC from Jigawa.
Of APC from... Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi, representing Gwaram Federal Constituency. I stand to second this motion as ably moved by honorable colleague. Mr. Speaker, I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Second leg of the motion, any seconder? I can't see the face properly, but please, you are recognized. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Honorable Maruf, you are not the one, but since you have stood up, no problem. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Folabi Afokwe Maruf. I represent the Premier Local Government in Nigeria, Abeokuta South. I'm from Ogun State. I write this morning to second the motion as ably moved by my colleagues. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Honorable Ino, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues. The need to investigate the allegation by U.S. Congressman Scott Perry, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has allegedly funded Boko Haram and other international terrorist organizations. The House notes with grave concern the recent statement by a U.S. Congressman Scott Perry, allegedly that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has been involved in sponsorship of Boko Haram and other terrorist organizations in countries where the different group operated. Note that Scott Perry made this claim during the inaugural meeting of the subcommittee on delivering on government efficiency, where he claimed that $697 million were spent annually, plus shipment of cash funds in Madaras, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, etc. Mr. Speaker, aware that from 2022 to 2024, Nigeria has received a total of approximately $2.7 billion from USAID, of which $1.469 trillion was allocated for health, $887 million for humanitarian services, $141.77 million for economic development, $41.75 million for education, and $16.39 million for peace and security. The remaining funds directed towards programs support democracy, human rights, governance, and other sectors. Mr. Speaker, believe that the Boko Haram's dominant presence in northern Nigeria is safe to assume that the Boko Haram had significantly benefited from this fund, as allegedly by Scott Perry. Further note that the allegation is, if true, raises serious national and international security concern and questions about external influence on Nigerians' fight against insecurity, which had led to significant loss of lives and destruction of properties and displacement of over 1 million citizens over the years. Aware that Nigeria has been battling insurgency and terrorism for over a decade, with the government committing enormous resources to counter-terrorism operations, while also seeking international cooperations to curb the menace. Concerned, Mr. Speaker, that such allegation, if not thoroughly investigated, could undermine Nigerian sovereignty, compromise national security efforts, and diminish public confidence in the fight against terrorism. Worried that failure to unearth the truth behind this weighty claim
could embolden criminal and terrorist element further exacerbating the insecurity challenges confronting the country. Mr. Speaker, as I'm talking, we have thousands of people, young children, women, children that became orphans, women that became widows, living in IDP camps without future, without hope. Mr. Speaker, I come with the following prayers. The House resolved to request the federal government to engage with the U.S. government through the House Committee on Foreign Affairs to obtain a formal clarification on the matter. Second, urge the House to mandate the relevant committees of national security, defense intelligence, foreign affairs, and intergovernmental affairs to investigate the activities. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, to summon the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the State Security Service, DSS, the Director of National Intelligence Agency, NIA, the Director of Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, and Minister of Budget and Economic Planning to appear before the Committee on Peace Building and Social Cohesion over allegations of funding to terrorist group by United States Agency for International Development, USAID. Mandate a committee on peace building, social cohesion to carry out immediate and thorough investigation on the allegations against USAID and other NGOs and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Contribution? Yes, Honorable Sadisoli.
I second him. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, we'll do that.
The Speaker interprets the rules of the House. Mr. Speaker, my name is Sada Soli Jibia, representing Jibia Keita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this matter is a very grievous matter. This matter should be a source of concern for every single Nigerian. This matter should be considered and should be deliberated and should be taken serious by the Nigerian government and all those that are charged with the responsibility of protecting the integrity and the security of this country. Why did I say so, Mr. Speaker? For an allegation to come out from the U.S. Congress, for those of us who have had some relationship with the way and the workings of the U.S. Congress, it is not a matter that we should shy away from looking into. Mr. Speaker, the congressman that spoke about this matter is a ranking member in the Congress, so he knew what he was doing. Mr. Speaker, this betrays my point. When I brought a bill on this floor, the bill went to second reading. But for some reasons, in order to regulate and manage and observe these NGOs, these development agencies, and the CSOs, for some reasons, this bill is not yet slated. Perhaps we wouldn't have been where we are now, because it would have been given the Chief of General Staff complained about the involvement of development agencies, the NGOs, the CSOs in the affairs and the security of this country. So it is a matter that the Parliament should take seriously. Mr. Speaker, for the U.S. Congress, a foreign parliament, to observe certain shenanigans interfering with the administration and the governance of other sovereign countries is a matter that we should take strongly. Nigeria is a country with a population 250 million estimated population. Mr. Speaker, this crisis in Borno today, since 2019, now we are getting to know why is it protracted? 2009. Since 2009. Why is it protracted? There must be some involvement of serious financing, because we know these people, they are ragtag. Where are they getting this money? Where are they getting these weapons? So I urge this parliament to look at this issue and investigate this matter holistically. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. My dear brother, go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Ibe Okwara Osonwa Ukabo Hafia, and I present the very prosperous people of Aruchukofia Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from God's own state with God's own governor. I come from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this matter at hand is rather worrying when an agency cloaks itself with good deeds and an allegation of this kind of weight is brought upon them. It's rather disturbing. We cannot have a situation where the people that we seem to believe to be helping us are the ones that are actually hurting us. Hurting our national security, impacting on our economic stability. Mr. Speaker, when a congressman in America speaks, you have to hold it as something that has some sort of weight. Bearing in mind this same agency is from their own nation. And yet, we are supposed to keep quiet. Mr. Speaker, it is a serious allegation. Very serious. Very, very, very serious. And we all need to put our heads together and find out if it is true or not. Because according to the law, it's an allegation until it is actually substantiated. Whatever bodies that need to sit down and look at this terrible situation needs to come together, my Speaker. My colleagues, let us all vote accordingly to make sure that the bodies that investigate this do a thorough job, and our national security apparatus look into this also. Mr. Speaker, we are charged with the responsibility of speaking for our people. This is a talk for our people. Let us protect ourselves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Amobi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Our most adorable Speaker, my name remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwato and Umunochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I come from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this matter is a very, very serious matter that requires a special ad hoc committee, not just to investigate what the congressman have said, but to investigate all non-governmental organizations in Nigeria. Because if you go to Maiduguri, go to their airport, each time you will see at least 2 to 3 private jets parked there, owned by NGOs. Most of the offices in Maiduguri are owned by NGOs. And Yobe, what are they doing there? And the insurgency is mostly in the north. What are they doing there? My honorable colleagues, we cannot take this as a mere allegation. We must stand as a nation, a sovereign nation, to defend this country. Because what this Trump tenor have done is to give us a leeway, is to a kind of to wake us up that it's time for us to be free. I believe from what the man have done, he have shows that he loves us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I believe we must rise up to defend Nigeria and defend our brothers that live in the north. Thank you, and may God bless all of us.
Thank you, Honorable Ifeanyi.
The People's Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ambassador Peter Ifeanyi Uzokwe. As usual, I speak for the good people of Nnewi North, the Japanese capital of Nigeria, Nnewi South,
Chair
and
rules.
Sigo constituency. I come from Anambra State. My honorable colleagues, each of the time we say allegedly, allegedly, we always want to see the cup half empty than half full. There is no smoke without fire, and there is no fire without smoke. I will suggest that all the agencies concerned that these allegations are made against, we must investigate the donor agencies. Number one, how did those money came into the country? And how were they utilized? These are the questions begging for answers. There was once a former military president that said, once an insurgency lasts for 3 days, there is sabotage and there is government in power that knows something about it. The truth is that my colleagues have said Maiduguri or other places, it has spread to all the states in the country, no matter how little, no matter how big. So, Mr. Speaker, I crave the indulgence of this honorable House to call for proper investigation. And if we must do this investigation, we must do it with all sincerity of purpose. We will not defend any, we will not have any ethnistic oration in doing that. Call a spade by its proper name. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Okay. Shagaya, I'll come to you.
Thank
Bauri.
you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, representing Nigerians starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, mine is just on the prayers from the motion that was aptly delivered, and it's that it doesn't include the Committee on Civil Society and Development Matters. And I believe as this matter concerns USA...
So you are not contributing,
yes,
you are
amending the
bringing
prayers.
an amendment.
Yes, sir.
So we take the two together. So any seconder to the amendment? Even though somebody has also spoken to me that he wants to move that we refer this important investigation to an ad hoc committee. You know, so I don't know whether in the light of that you step down your own.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will step down as the chair pleases.
Thank you. So let me recognize Honorable Ajilo.
Thank you.
Victor, you speak later.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, my name is Umar Ajilo, member representing Makarpi Kudan, Federal Constituency. I am from the most famous Emirate Council in the northern Nigeria, that's the Emirate Council in Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I have an amendment to add it as a prayer that due to the very importance of these motions from my brother, Honorable Ino Agarwa of Gombe State, that this matter need the ad hoc committee with a period of time. With a period of time that to show the concern of the House of Representatives under the leadership of Mr. Speaker that we are serious for Nigerians to protect them and to protect their lives. This is my amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this additional prayer? Or is it amendment? Because he is seeking to, for us to delete other committees that were referred to or proposed to be referred to for us to go for an ad hoc committee. Honorable Victor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Victor Obuzo, representing the good people of Ahoda West, Oba Egbema Ondoni Federal Constituency. I'm from Rivers State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this motion is very timely, and it requires all the necessary attention that we should give to it. Mr. Speaker, may I also remind the House.
Are you seconding?
No, no, Mr. Speaker, I'm speaking against because...
then allow us to get somebody who is willing to second. That is the rule of the House.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I stand by, sir.
My dear brother, lost and found.
The right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, our respected Speaker. My name is Honorable Kelechi Wogu. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. I represent the people of Ichi Omoma Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague, Honorable Ajino. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any more amendments? Honorable Al-Mustafa.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Speaker. My honorable colleagues, mine is not amendment, Your Excellency, is to contribute on the subject matter.
Well, the fact that we have already done an amendment through the referrals, I thought we have already passed the level of contribution.
Okay.
Unless if you are going to propose for further amendments.
Well, I'll propose,
go ahead.
I will support the constitution of an ad hoc committee. An ad hoc committee to look thoroughly into this matter, because this is a very grievous and a serious matter of concern.
And that's exactly what the House has just approved.
Thank you very much. That honorable Speaker for yielding the floor to me. Honorable colleagues, I will sit down.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Amendment? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues. I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamuru Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, I must commend the mover of this motion because the motion is very important and urgent enough to take. Mr. Speaker, in his prayers, I heard him saying to summon the NSA. Instead of summoning, I think we should invite the NSA because we are going to set an ad hoc committee to investigate. It's to invite him, sir, instead of summoning him. Thank you. I so amend.
Any seconder to this amendment? Honorable Fage.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, let me join in thanking the mover of this motion for it is apt to be heard on the floor of this House. I rise to second the amendment as ably made by my brother, Honorable Maki Elliman. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder to the main motion? Seconder. Honorable Bowry.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished honorable colleague, I am Honorable Sani Lawal, representing Zongo Bori Federal Constituency from Kazan State. I rise this afternoon to second this very important motion, heavily moved by my honorable colleague, Honorable Ino Agarba from Gombe State. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion will be referred to another committee to be constituted in due course. The next motion is coming from Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. If Honorable Jafaru is around, please can you rise and move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Jafar Yakubu. I represent the good people of Bali Gasol Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my dear respected honorable colleagues, I am coming under Order 8, Rule 5 to present a matter of very, very urgent public importance. Mr. Speaker, I so submit.
Any seconder to the first leg of the motion? Ikara.
Mr. Speaker, the subject matter of this motion is on urgent.
You are not done already? You have not indicated the subject matter already?
Mr. Speaker, yes.
So please go ahead before you will...
The subject matter, Mr. Speaker, is on urgent need to improve security and avert likelihood of terrorist activities along the roads linking Mehula in Bali local government to Urubo, Uroboki, Babajuli, Garwa, Garinjingi, Anema, and Tella in Gasol local government of Bali Gasol Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kubo, can you second the first leg?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Aliu Mustafa Abdullahi. Mr. Speaker, I represent the whole of Nigeria, starting from the good and peaceful people of Ikara, Kubo Federal Constituency, and from Kaduna State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my dear colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is how it.
Honorable colleague, please, decorum, please.
Can you
Minority
second the
leader,
second leg?
Minority leader, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is...
The House is greeting Sardaunang Ariwa Metuta and welcoming him to the chamber. I know. I'm just saying that we are greeting you.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Ete Okpolopo. I speak for the good people of Eket, Una, Esreke, and Ibon Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the second leg of the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is how it. Honorable, please, can you proceed?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is an urgent need to improve security and avert likelihood of terrorist activities along the roads linking Mehula in Bali local government to Urubo, to Uroboki, Babajuli, Garwa, Garinjingi, and Anema, leading to Tella in Gaso local government. Mr. Speaker, that road is a critical infrastructure connecting agricultural hub of the state, as well as to improve security of the area. The House notes that the road linking Mehula to Urubo to Tella in Gaso local government area is a critical infrastructure connecting agricultural hub of the state is highly dilapidated. Also note that because of the dilapidated nature of the road, criminal activities such as terrorist activities, banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling are on the increase, thereby resulting to insecurity in the area. Further note that the road is a strategic road linking two strategic rivers in the state, and therefore the major economic activities in the community include farming of rice, maize, sorghum, fishing, and this makes the area agricultural hub of the state. worried that the road is seriously dilapidated and has become a death trap, resulting to loss of life, goods, service, as well as a den for criminal activities. Aware that this road, when rehabilitated, all enhanced movement of farm produce in the local government areas and the entire state, thereby boosting agricultural and economic activities in the area and Taraba state at large. Accordingly, the House resolved that urge the Northeast Development Commission to urgently reconstruct the road connecting Mehula to Urubo and Tella in Gaso local government with culverts and drainages. Mandate the House Committee on the Northeast Development Commission to ensure compliance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues.
Any seconder, please. Any seconder. The former deputy chairman of the Committee of Deputies, Honorable Jafaru.
Mr. Speaker, it's not yet confirmed.
Oh, you are still active.
I'm still in my full capacity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Jafaru Leko, and I continue to represent the very good people of Bogoro and Stafa Balea. I rise this afternoon to second this very important motion moved by my colleague and my namesake, Honorable Jafaru Yakubu. I so move. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Northeast Development for further legislative action. The last but not the least is a motion coming from Honorable Engineer Aladi Shehu Tafoki. If Honorable Tafoki is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
Honorable colleague, please allow Honorable Mutu to concentrate, please. Honorable, allow Honorable Mutu to concentrate. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Engineer Shehu Alhatu Tapoki, representing Paskari Kankara Sabwa. I'm from Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, I came under Order 8 Rule 5, motion of, matter of urgent public importance on the escalating banditry and kidnapping in Paskari, Kankara, Sabwa, Bakuri, and Danja local government areas of Katsina State. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Aye, Chief.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the People. I salute you. Of course, my strategic allies, stroke colleagues, you are all welcome. My name is Honorable High Chief Kenny Small Chukwugozie Nwachukwu. I am from Imo State, Nigeria, and I represent the great and awesome people of Olo, also and Oru East Federal Constituency, where you have the most powerful governor and the best in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma Onwa. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Second leg of the motion. Honorable Ambarura.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My esteemed colleagues, I am Honorable Bel Isa Ambarura, representing Gorba Ilela, Federal Constituency. I am from the seat of the Caliphate. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to second The second leg of the motion, ably represented by my colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That's have it. Honorable Tafoki.
Right, Honorable Speaker, very distinguished colleagues. The House notes with grave concern the alarming increased cases of banditry and kidnapping in Paskari, Kankara, Sabua, Bakuri, and Tanja local government areas of Katsina State, which has led to the displacement of many residents and created a severe humanitarian crisis. Further notes that despite the presence of security camps, major roads such as Sheme-Kankara Road have become inaccessible due to frequent attacks, significantly affecting the movement of people and goods, thereby crippling economic activities in the region. Aware that most recent incidents occur at Erbadau, Sauni, Kandarawa, Gidan Sule, Shadawa, Maiboko, and Tsiga, where many people were abducted, including a retired Brigadier General Maharaj Ismail Tsiga, a former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, who was dedicated his life to the service of this nation. Concerned that these continuous attacks have subjected residents to fear, displacement, and economic hardship, with many families losing their means of livelihood and the communities being deserted due to the continued threat posed by these criminals. Cognizant that constitutional responsibility of the government to ensure security and the welfare of its citizens as enshrined in Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Mr. Speaker, very distinguished colleagues, the phrase of my motion are: 1. Call on security agencies to intensify surveillance, intelligence gathering, and coordinated effort to curb the activities of bandits and kidnappers in these affected areas. 2. Urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide relief material to the displaced persons in Paskari, Kankara, Sabua, Bakuri, and Tanja local government areas of Katsina State. And finally, mandate the committees on national security and intelligence, emergency and disaster preparedness, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder? Yep. Okay, let's do it the House way. Let's take a seconder first, and then we give you opportunity. Doctor.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity. My colleagues, Honorable Dr. Wale Ahmed. As always, I represent both the good and the good people of Agege Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State, and it's my pleasure to second the motion as moved by my dear colleague. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on National Security and Intelligence and National Emergency and Disaster Preparedness for further legislative action. So sorry, please. I'm sorry. Honorable members, the first business of the day is presentation of 17 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Association of Researchers and Inventors of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Federal University Teaching Hospital Gusau Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. National Child Protection and Enforcement Agency Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 6th Alteration, 1999, Direct Transfers of Statutory Bill 2025, first reading. Harmful Waste Special Criminal Provisions ETC Act Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. Mandatory installation of surveillance cameras in public places in the Federal Capital Territory Bill 2025, first reading. Fiscal Responsibility Act Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. National Eye Center Doma Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences Garaku Nasarawa State Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. Labor Act Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 6 Alteration Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 6 Alteration Bill 2025, first reading. Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery Ikot Mboho Akwa Ibom State Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. National Solid Minerals Research and Development Institute Anka Zamfara State Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Education Reform Bill 2025, first reading. Federal University of Science and Technology Talata Mafara Establishment Bill 2025, first reading.
Honorable colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Health Institutions on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center Oluoke Uzaire, Edo State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Patrick Umo. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Wednesday, 11th December 2024. The report is ready for presentation, and Honorable Umo is invited to present the report.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Patrick Umo.
Excellency, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Dr. Martins Oke. I represent Igbetiti, Uzowa, in the Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. I'm moving this motion on behalf of Patrick Umo, the chairman of the House Committee on Health Institutions. I move that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Health Institutions on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center Oluoke Uzaire, Edo State, and for related matters, HB 633. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Shaba.
Speaker, my name is Honorable Dr. Hamed Adamusaba. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second the motion moved by my colleague that the House do accept the report on Committee on Health Institutions. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Please, Honorable, proceed and lay your report. The third business of the day is presentation of two reports of the Committee on Pensions, standing in the name of Honorable Hussein Mohammed Jallo. Honorable Jallo is invited to present his reports. Honorable Hussein Jallo, is he around? No? Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to repeal the Federal Polytechnic Kaduna and establish Federal University of Technology Kaduna to provide training and teaching instruction in every aspect of education and such other fields of applied learning relevant to the needs of the development of education in Nigeria, matters of administration and discipline of students, and for related matters, standing in the names of Honorable Abbas Tajuddin and Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi. Honorable members recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 6 July 2023. I now invite Honorable Sadiq Abdullahi to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Sadiq Ango Abdullah is my name. I represent Sabangari Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. I stand to move that a bill for an act to repeal the Federal Polytechnic Kaduna and establish a Federal University of Technology Kaduna to provide training and teaching instructions in every aspect of education and such other fields of applied learning relevant to the needs of the development of education in Nigeria, matters of administration and discipline of students and related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Hassan Hussein.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein. I represent the good people of Nasarawa Federal Constituency. I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, this is an establishment bill. With your kind permission, we'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill to go for second reading should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to repeal the Federal Polytechnic Kaduna and establish Federal University of Technology Kaduna, provide training and teaching instruction in every aspect of education and such other fields of applied learning relevant to the needs of the development of education in Nigeria, matters of administration and discipline of students and for related matters. Second reading.
Honorable colleague, this bill is referred to the Committee on University Education for further legislative action. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, JOS, Plateau State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management, administration, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted by the Senate, seeking concurrence of the House of Representatives. The bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 18 February 2025. I now invite Honorable Halims, on behalf of the House Leader, to move that the bill be read a second time.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Ali is my name. I am from Kogi State and I represent the very marvelous people of Ankpa, Omala, Lamboro Federal Constituency. I rise to move that a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, JOS, Plateau State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management, administration, and for related matters. Senate Bill 1-2. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder? The minority?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I remain Ali Isa JC, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency. I am from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion moved by my respected leader. I hereby second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That's have it. Clerk.
Honorable Jaha, you come late and you are distracting the sitting, please.
Right,
Go back to your seat.
Speaker.
Honorable Jaha from Borno State.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, JOS, Plateau State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management, administration, and for related matters. Second reading.
Honorable colleagues, this bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center Isalum, Yaba East, Kogi State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Leke Abejide. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 5th February 2025. I now invite Honorable Abejide to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Leke Abejide. I represent the good people of Yagba East, Yagba West, Mapamuro Federal Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center in Sonlu, Yagba East, Kogi State, and for related matter, HB 2024, be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Any seconder? Honorable Tajuddin.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I am the Honorable Karim Tajuddin Abisadu. Honorable Speaker, I represent the people of Shaki West, Shaki East, and Atisbo Federal Constituency. I'm from Oyo State. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second that the bill be read for the second time. Thank you very much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center in Isanlu, Yagba East, Kogi State, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Health Institutions for further legislative action.
The two members from Borno State, Honorable Jaha and Engineer Satomi, please go back to your seat. You are distracting the leadership of minority. Thank you.
And Honorable Pondi too. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the National Vocation Training Center in all 774 local government areas in Nigeria and to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Joseph Folorenshaw Adebisa. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 24th October 2023. And I invite Honorable Adebisa to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, the respected colleagues. I remain Honorable Engineer Joseph Folorenshaw Adegbeson. I represent Ijebu North, Ijebu East, Ogun Side Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ogun State. I rise this afternoon to move a motion for a bill for an act to establish National Vocational Training Center in all 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and to make comprehensive provisions for the due management and administrations and for related matters. To be read for the second reading. I move, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Shetima.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, I remain Lawan Shetima Ali, representing the good people of Bursari, Gaida Minusari Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion, very wonderful and effective motion, as moved by my honorable colleague. I so second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleague, this is also another establishment bill. With your kind permission, we'll put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk. Please Please read the long title.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the National Vocation Training Center in all 774 local government areas in Nigeria and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Alternative Education for further legislative action. The fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Institute of Industrial Research Act 2023 to have the headquarters of the institute at Oshodi, Lagos State, and provide for a single term of office for the Director General and for related matters. Standing in the names of Honorable Fayinka Moses Oluwatoyin and 19 other honorable members. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 22nd October 2024. I now invite Honorable Fayinka to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, GCON, Iyan Sasau, Agbakin Gbogbo Ekiti. My colleagues, my name remains Moses Oluwatoyin Fayinka. I represent everyone in Mushin, 2 federal constituency. I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to seek the permission of the leadership and the entire House to allow me lead the debate, to allow the bill for an act to amend the Federal Institute for Industrial Research for the development of micro, small, medium, and large industry 2023 to be read the second time. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Ali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, Ali Adeyemi Taufik is my name. Yes, sir. I represent the good people of Mushin 1 federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity. I rise to second the bill as moved by my dear colleague, my counterpart, my twin brother, Honorable Oluwatoyin Moses Fayinka. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Honorable colleagues, those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. We allow for contribution for and against because this bill appears to be a little bit controversial. It is seeking for the relocation of an agency from Abuja to Lagos. So we hear from the two sides why they feel it should be done that way and those who are against that. So we start with the mover. Please, can you, in 1-2 minutes, convince the House why you think it is justifiable to move this agency from Abuja to Lagos?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. In brief, this all-important institute has been in Lagos for the past 68 years, working for the good people of Nigeria and the world at large without any complaint whatsoever. It has become an established institute all over the world. It has done many things for Nigeria. All the industries within and outside Lagos State, in Nigeria in particular, and in the world, have benefited from this institute. The institute is presently sitting on over 5 acres of land in Lagos since 1958 without any problem at all. So the founding fathers and then the DG previously, Professor Lemon and co, sat down that this institute must have an heart. And then they sat down in 2016 that the institute shall remain in Lagos as it were. But all the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria shall have their offices and a well-established offices, as we speak, is in all geopolitical zone with all the machine, plants, and equipment in Lagos working effectively. So I want to believe it was an error on the part of some people. In 2023, somebody thought it should be moved. If it is moved, Mr. Speaker, where are we moving all this equipment, multi-billion-dollar equipment, out of the... Sir, the institute has a certification with global certification ISO, right in Firo. The name Firo has become a phenomenon in the world, not only in Osodi, not only in Lagos, like we have. So the founding father, Western fathers, they ensure each of these research institutes is situated in each of 6 geopolitical zones. I now wonder why it is only the one in Southwest Lagos will be moved. But I don't want to go into details. I am coming here to seek an amendment that if an agency or institution has been glowing, performing very well for the past 68 years, I wonder what could have happened. And close to this institute is an army establishment. So it's a serene environment. Property,
please quickly round up your arguments, please.
Property are safe, lives are safe. So I plead that this institute should remain in Lagos 68 years ago until 2023. So I seek for amendment of the Act 2023 that this institute should be relocated and remain in Lagos.
Thank you, Honorable. We take one more for in support, and then we take 2 against, and then we put the question. Are you in support or against? Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you for the privilege, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Ademori Aliu Kuye. I speak for Nigerians, particularly people of Shomolu Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the bill for an act to amend the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, and in supporting the mover of this bill, sir. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I want us to look at the economy of this movement, the geopolitical balancing that is in favor of this institute being kept in Lagos State. and then the efficiency of running the institute, sir. Mr. Speaker, there is no doubt that the purpose of our establishment of the FCT is to have an administrative headquarters for the country, while the economic base remains in Lagos. Mr. Speaker, most industries are in Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and so on. Mr. Speaker, these institutes have other locations in other geopolitical zones. But we're looking at the economy of moving this multi-billion-dollar institute at a time when the country is complaining of raising funds to build other infrastructures. Now, the existing one is the one we now want to relocate. To what end? There is no efficiency in that, sir, Mr. Speaker. If it remains in Lagos, it serves everybody. Everybody in Lagos. And it is close to the industries that needs to send their personnel into that place and reduces the costs of their training in that location, sir. So I support that honorable colleagues should look dispassionately and ensure that they support this bill, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Idris Wase, are you speaking for or against? Please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase, Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to allow me to contribute. And taking a cue from how you are giving us leadership in this House, dispassionately, carrying everybody, irrespective of political divide, where are we coming from? I think this is in the same light I want to speak on this bill, sir. That this institution was created sometimes past without legislation. Nigerian money invested there for the purpose of building research in that sector. And it has operated fine. This policy is not taking, it wasn't done last year, 2 years past, to relocate agencies of government back to Abuja with a view that this is the federal capital. Maybe when the institution was cited there, the view was first, Lagos was the federal capital of Nigeria. Today, the federal capital of Nigeria is Abuja. And these are some of the things that have been done deliberately, whether there's creating, desperation in a political system. Remember when FAN was relocated back to Lagos, the issues that were raised. Remember when Central Bank was relocated back to Lagos, the issues that were raised. In the same vein on this one, sir, do we need to exacerbate the political situation in the country? This agency that has relocated back to Abuja here is functioning effectively. Not more than 6 months ago, there was a training. Many of the members here, including my brother from Ogun, sent in their words for training, and it was done efficiently. The workshop is still there. Nobody is taking any workshop from that side. So any attempt to do that one, sir, will mean putting pressure on the system and over-politicizing the policy. And I will tell you in all humility, sir, that there have also been on-the-ground work to ensure that this does not happen. If Faleke is here, he will tell you the mediation he did so that this matter will die. And I don't know why this matter should be brought at this hour. I think Nigeria belongs to all of us. And we must do things that will promote the peaceful happiness and coexistence of our country. It's very important. In accordance with our prayers that we say here every day, I don't think that if we are coming here to give sectional dispensation, that will help the system. What we are supposed to be doing is to put the country first ahead and ensure that we support everything that will bring the unity, prosperity, and happiness of Nigerians. With this, I want to beg my brother to step down his bill or get the necessary treatment, and that is the treatment will have. I will urge all members to kill this bill. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Honorable, are you speaking for or against?
Against, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleague. I remain Honorable Ali Issa JC, representing Balanga Billi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, I don't think we need to waste much time, particularly on this Federal Institute of Industrial Research. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleague, the mover of the motion and Honorable Kue, who supported that the institution should be relocated to Lagos, has not given us any reason why, whether the institution presently is not functioning. The institution was moved from Lagos to Abuja, that is the headquarters of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, after due consultations, after looking at that the institution will function more at the headquarters of the country. So presently, the institution is functioning without any issue, and he has not given us a reason why it should go back to Lagos. There's no reason. So I believe, Mr. Speaker, I call on my very respected honorable colleague, let's reject that one. Let's put the cautions, let's reject that one. That's the best, Mr. Speaker. I call members to quickly reject this bill. We don't want it to go for the carry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Fainka, would you want to? No, let's allow him to take decision first. Honorable Fainka, do you want us to go ahead and put the question, or you want to step it down?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the last speaker said I had not given him or the house.
Don't worry about what he said. Just answer my question.
The relocation to Lagos is not in bad taste. He has been in Lagos fine with acres of land, and all the seized geopolitical zone has its own office of this.
Honorable Fainka, you already explained your position.
Okay,
I'm just
sir.
asking you, do you want to reconsider?
No, sir.
Or you want us to go ahead and put the question?
Yes, sir.
We should go ahead. So, honorable colleagues, those in support of this bill go for second reading should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. Nay. The nays have it.
The eyes are sounding from the back, Mr. Speaker.
From what I hear, the nays.
Maybe we should call for a division, sir, because
I already hit the gavel. It's okay.
Order, honorable colleagues, order, please. Already, Mr. Speaker has hit the gavel. This bill is rest in peace. Please, order.
Please,
order.
Is already settled. Let us know.
Honorable Jaha, Dokorom. Honorable Jaha.
No need at all.
Honorable Jaha, Dokorom, please. You don't treat your colleagues like that. Please, Dokorom.
Honorable colleagues, the sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Act 2022 and for related matters, standing in the names of Honorable Bello A. Kaoje and Honorable Shaba Ahmed Adam. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 5th February 2025. And now invite Honorable Kaoje to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, Honorable Kaoje is my name. I represent the good people of Bagudo and Suru Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kebbi State. I stand before this House to move the bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Act 2022 and for related matters, HB 2036, be read the second time. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Honorable Uduak.
Thank you, Your Excellency, our Speaker. Thank you, the leadership. Thank you, my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I am Honorable Alfonso Sududo. I represent the people of Ikotabasi, parted in an East Nobolo Federal Constituency from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second that motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Honorable Kaoje, because this is not an establishment bill, it's an amendment, can you please highlight areas that you are proposing for amendment?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, permit me to lead a small debate on general principle on this bill. Mr. Speaker, the highlight of this bill, the bill has 9 clauses and principally is set to amend the existing section 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2B and 27 of the Principal Act of the National Agricultural Development Establishment Bill. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, this piece of legislation has become a desirable in order to bring the generality of the provision of the Principal Act in conformity with the funding demand of the national agricultural industry and correct some noticeable defect found in the Principal Act. For example, the governing board established for the National Agricultural Development Fund is without a secretary, notwithstanding that an executive secretary is to be a member of the board, but without an act specifically providing that the executive secretary shall also be the secretary of the board. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, another fundamental area of the amendment relates to the prescribed function of the fund, which now empower the fund to synergize with critical programs of the federal government, like the Rural Agricultural Access Road and Marketing Project, RAM, and a Special Agro-Processing Zone, SAPZ, which are very critical programs for the development and the entire agricultural sector. This synergy is necessary to enable international financial institutions and donor countries to see a financial commitment of the federal government, which will attract financial and technical assistance to the federal government, Mr. Speaker. Cost implication. Mr. Speaker, this enactment of bill into law absolutely has no extra cost implication in public fund, being an amendment bill in respect of already existing agency of the government. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, if this bill passes into the law, it will improve the provision and workability of the Principal Act of the National Agricultural Development Fund Establishment Act number 34, 2022 by attracting better funding and turn improving agricultural productive in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, with this small highlight, I urge this House to allow this bill be read at the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Is Honorable Zainab Gimba around to second this motion? Is she around?
Our brothers are here.
Her brothers. I'm sure there are so many brothers here.
Our brothers and friends.
So, honorable colleagues, you have heard from Honorable Kaoji. I think all 20 areas have been highlighted, so we can go ahead and put the question now. Those in support of this bill go for second reading should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Act 2022 and for related matters. Second reading.
Honorable colleagues, this bill is referred to the Committee on Agricultural Production and Services for further legislative action. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center in Lashe, Ipokia, Ogun State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Abiodun Isiak Akilade, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 7th May 2024. I now invite Honorable Akilade to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Abiodun Isiak Akilade is my name, representing Yewa South, Ipokia Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, I'm from Ogun State. I rise to move that the bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center in Lashe, Ipokia, Ogun State, and for related matters HB 12180 be read for second time. Honorable Speaker, I hereby move.
Thank you. All the regions. Okay, thank you. Any seconder? Honorable Kafilat. Your golden voice has not been heard in this chamber for quite a while. I'm sure we'll be all pleased to hear your voice this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues here present. My name is Kafilat Ogbara. I represent Goshofe Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. I rise this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by my brother, Honorable Akinlade. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Clerk? Sorry, this is an establishment bill which does not require any debates. With your kind permission, I will put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Clerk?
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act 2022 to establish Federal Medical Center Ilashe Ipokia, Ogun State, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Health Institutions for further legislative action. The eighth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Kalgo, Kebbi State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Ibrahim Mohammed. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 18th July 2024. I now invite Honorable Mohammed to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Ibrahim Mohammed. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Birnin Kebbi, Kalgo, Bunza Federal Constituency. I'm from Kebbi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Kalgo, Kebbi State, and for related matters be read a second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Maria Ibikake.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, I remain Rep. Marie Enenimiete Ebikake, representing the wonderful and peace-loving people of Brass Nembe Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. I rise this afternoon to second the bill for an act to provide for establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, to be read for the second time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Clerk?
Right,
Again, sorry, honorable colleagues, it's an establishment bill. With your kind permission, we'll put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Clerk, go ahead.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act provide for establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Kalgo, Kebbi State, and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Alternative Education for further legislative action. The ninth order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate accrued revenue savings and disbursements from the distributable pool account of the Federation, standing in the name of Honorable Mansour Manu Soro. Honorable Soro is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mansour Manu Soro is my name. I represent the good people of Daras Oganjura Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Bauchi State. I rise this afternoon to present a motion on notice on the need to investigate accrued revenue savings and disbursements from the distributable full account of the Federation. The House notes that Section 162, subsection 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, provides that any amount standing to the credit of the Federation account shall be distributed among the federal, state, and the local government areas in each state on such terms as may be prescribed by the National Assembly. The House is informed that the non-compliance with the provision of Section 162, subsection 3 of the Constitution, the House is informed that in non-compliance with the provision of the Section 162, subsection 3 of the Constitution, the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, has introduced a revenue savings policy in managing revenues collected in the distributable policy account. The House is aware that the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, has hinged its decision on the need to minimize the impact of increased revenues on the money supply and inflation caused by the unification of the exchange rate and the fuel subsidy removal. The House is concerned that the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, has saved an estimated 15 trillion naira from the distributable full account over the last 20 months in statutory revenues due to the federal, states, and the local government areas, with no clear guidelines and update on the amount standing in credit to the federal government, the 36 states, and the 774 local government councils. The House is disturbed that the introduction of the new savings policy is not backed by any legal framework on how the saved funds, accruing interest, and investment will be managed or distributed to the three tiers of government. The House is cognizant of the obligation of the federal government to control inflation through the instrumentality of the monetary and fiscal policies. The House is resolved as follows. 1. To urge the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Attorney General of the Federation, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, to provide a clear legal and policy framework on which the new savings policy can work effectively for the consideration of the National Assembly. 2. Urge the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, to, in the event of inflationary pressure in the economy, henceforth domicile funds marked for savings with the Central Bank of Nigeria in the respective beneficiary accounts of the federating units and varying amounts standing in credit of the federal government, the 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and the 774 local government areas. 3, mandate the Committee on Finance to investigate the extent of the savings made in the last 22 months with the view to establish the level of accrued interest and the principal amount saved for the federal government, the 36 states of the Federation, the FCT, and the 774 local government councils, and to report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
We'll come to that. My dear sister, just a moment, please. Just a moment. You can sit down. I will recognize you later. Honorable Manu, do you have any contributions to make further?
Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to contribute, but having consulted my senior leaders here, they have advised me on the need to step down the motion, so I wish to oblige by that. I hereby step down the motion for further consultation. Thank you.
This motion is stepped down for further consultation. The 10th order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the oil and gas park construction project in Odukpani local government area of Cross River State, standing in the name of Honorable Basi Akiba. Honorable Baki Akiba is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you. Thank you, this people, Speaker, highly respected colleagues. Basi Akbar is my name. I speak for Calabar Municipality, Odukpani Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud Cross-Riveran. Mr. Speaker, I rise before you this afternoon to seek your leave and the leave of this House to move in motion on the need for the House to cost investigation on the abandonment of the construction of Nigerian oil and gas park project in the Odukpani local government area of Cross River State. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Content Development Act 2010 was enacted to, among other, ensure an increase in the participation of Nigerians in the oil and gas industry, ensure the users of country resources such as goods, services, and assets in the industry, attract investment to the oil and gas sector, and integrate all producing communities into the oil and gas value chain. Mr. Speaker, the House also notes that Section 4 and 5 of the Act establishing the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board to coordinate and monitor the implementation of the Act and ensure a measurable and continuous growth of Nigerian content in an oil and gas arrangement, projects, operations, activities, or transactions in Nigerian oil and gas industry. The House further notes that the Nigerian Oil and Gas Park Scheme, NOGAP, was conceived by NCDMB to establish facilities in strategic locations for the manufacturing of oil and gas components, as well as for research and development activities. Aware that NOGAP adopted a shared service strategy in which the NCDMB supplies infrastructure like power supply and utilities, including road networks, water and waste treatment, among others, for businesses located on the site, allowing local manufacturers to concentrate on their primary business of manufacturing instead of taking on responsibilities such as power generations and road construction, and thereby reducing operating costs for them. Mrs. Speaker, the House also are aware that in March 2018, NCDMBA commenced implementation of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Park scheme. No gaps with the constructions of first Nigerian Oil and Gas Park of Odubai, Cross River State, to create a regional low-cost manufacturing hub that will produce equipment, components, and spare parts that will be utilized in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Concerned that the oil and gas park in Odubai has been reportedly abandoned and remain unutilized, with previous efforts to develop the area being stalled, whereas a similar project which the board undertook has been completed. Also concerned, Mr. Speaker, that while specific reasons for the stagnations are not detailed, reports have alleged the challenges as related to funding, bureaucratic bottleneck, operational inefficiency, and shifting focus, among other things. Cognizant that the oil and gas park in Odubai holds significant potential for local economic development, especially in terms of employment and infrastructure, thus, effort must be made to ensure completion of the project. Mr. Speaker, the House will resolve to mandate the Committee of Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Committee to investigate a non-completion of oil and gas park project in the local government of area of Cross River State, and ensure that all factors militating against the completion and not smooth running of the park are effectively addressed. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder? Chair, Environment.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Julius Babazopondi. I represent the very industrious people of British Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. It's Zonkame, I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I rise up this morning to support the motion ably moved by my colleague, Honorable Akiba. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring for further legislative action. The 11th order of the day is a motion on the need to fund the construction of deplorable Ogrute, Omuida, Onadi, Akpanya, Odulu Federal Road, standing in the name of Honorable Chidi Mark Obeta and one other honorable member. Honorable Obeta is invited to move the motion.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, my own brother, Ian Zaza. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Mark Chidi Obeta, member representing Onsuka, Igbeze South Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. I rise to move a motion on the need to fund the construction of the deplorable Ogrute, Omida, Onado, Akpanya Odolu Federal Road. The House notes that the deplorable Ogrute, Omida, Onado, Akpanya Odolu Federal Road connects both Enugu State and Kogi State. The House also recalls that the construction of this vital link road was awarded by the federal government 14 years ago. The contractors mobilized to site with heavy machineries and did preliminary site clearing and earthwork, during which the existing community-maintained road was excavated, but the road construction was subsequently abandoned to date. The House concerned that over time, abandoned roads in Obaka, Unadu, and Ohom communities in Igbeze South local government area of Enugu State have caused flooding thereby making the road not only impassable, but posing a major threat to rural dwellers' lives and properties. The House also concerned that the continued abandonment of this vital road inhibits the transportation of agricultural produce from the communities in the Igbeze South local government area to the urban centers. The House worried that the much-needed drive to diversify the nation's economy will be grossly affected if important routes like the Ogute, Umeda, Unade, Akpanya, Odolu road is not constructed to facilitate free movement of farmers to easily ferry their farm produce to urban areas and not urgently constructed. The House resolves to mandate the Committees on Works, FEMA, and Rural Development to liaise with the relevant federal ministries and agencies to ascertain why construction of the road was abandoned. The House also resolves to mandate the Committee on Works to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Works to include the construction of the road in the 2026 budget estimates. The House also resolved to further mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, thank you so much. I so move.
Any seconder? Right, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Murphy Osaro Omori. I speak for and on behalf of the entire people of Ego, Ikpobaoga Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benin City, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable colleagues, this is an infrastructure-related motion. It doesn't require any debate, so with your kind permission, we'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Works for further legislative action. The 12th order of the day is a motion on the need to address the deplorable state of the Oba Inewi Okigwe Road, Inewi axis, standing in the name of Honorable Peter Ifanyi Ozukwe. Honorable Peter is hereby invited to move the motion.
Our speaking speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON, very important. My honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ambassador Peter Ifanyi Ozukwe. I speak for the good people of Nnewi North, the Japanese capital of Nigeria, Nnewi South, and the Ekusigo Federal Constituency. I come from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I stand before you this afternoon to move this motion of the need to address the deplorable state of Oba Nnewi Okigwe Road, especially the Nnewi axis. The House notes the tragic accident of 14 February 2025 at Ugwa Batiozu section of the Oba Nnewi Okigwe Road, where a truck loaded with cement lost control due to the poor state of the road, destroying shops and killing 18 persons on the spot, leaving others injured. The House also knows that the Oba Nnewi Okigwe Road, particularly the Nnewi axis, has become a death trap due to the deep potholes, poor drainage systems, and lack of adequate road maintenance, thereby exposing road users and residents to frequent accidents and untimely deaths. Cognizance of the fact that the deplorable state of the road has caused severe hardship to motorists, traders, and residents, affecting economic activities and worsening the already dire security situation in the axis. The House is worried that if urgent rehabilitation and maintenance of the road are not done, more lives and properties will continue to be lost, and the economic potential of the region will be further stifled. Aware that the Ministry of Works and Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, are responsible for the maintenance and rehabilitation of federal roads across the country and have a duty to ensure that highways remain safe, motorable to all and for all users. My dear Honorable Speaker and my colleagues, the House resolves: 1, to observe a minute silence in honor of the victims of the tragic accident of the 14th February 2025. 2, to urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide urgent medical assistance and relief materials to the families of the victims and those injured in the accident. 3, mandate the committees on works and FEMA to ensure the immediate commencement of the rehabilitation and reconstruction work on the Oba Newi-Okigwe Road, especially the Newi axis. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, thank you for giving me this opportunity to highlight the plight of my people to you. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Pascal.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues. I am Right Honorable Dr. Pascal Abodike. I represent the Hiala Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this all-important motion as moved by my colleague and my brother. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Again, this is an infrastructure-related motion. So with your kind permission, we'll go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Works and Federal Road Maintenance for further legislative action. Please shall we rise for a minute silence. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, the 13th order of the day is a motion on proliferation of fake vehicle number plates standing in the name of Honorable Matthew Nwogu. Honorable Nwogu is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Attorney Matthew Nwogu. I speak for the people of Abombise, Ngobala Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to present a motion on the proliferation of fake vehicle number plates. The House knows the purpose of vehicle license plates is for easy identification of vehicles and to enable security agencies to trace and identify any vehicle suspected of involvement in the commission of crime. The House is aware of Vanguard newspaper report of February 7th, 2025, where the Lagos State commander of the FRSC claimed that most fake plates used for crime in the country bear the tags of respected institutions such as Presidency, Nigerian Youth Council, NYSC, and National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. The House is worried that the one-chance robbery and kidnappings in Nigeria are linked to fake vehicle license plates, with some failing victims, while some meet their untimely death in the hands of these criminals. The House recognizes that with the current state of insecurity in Nigeria, there's an urgent need to crack down on the use of fake place numbers, which pose a security threat to the citizens. The House is concerned that some number plates bearing the Presidency, Nigerian Council, Nigerian Youth Council, NANS, and other agencies are, according to the FRSC Sector Command, Lagos, not registered in Nigeria Vehicle Registration Database. The House therefore resolves to to urge the Federal Road Safety Commission, in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force, to ensure that only vehicles with registered plate numbers found in the Nigerian Vehicle Registration Database ply in our roads. The House also urges the Federal Road Safety Commission, in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force, to intensify efforts to arrest users of fake plates and ensure that the producers are traced and prosecuted. And finally, the House mandates the Committee on Federal Road Safety Commission to ensure compliance and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, I move.
Seconder, Honorable Ikenga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere. I represent the good people of Idato North, Idato South Federal Constituency. I'm from Akokwa. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, this is a straightforward motion. With the account permission, we'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Federal Road Safety for further legislative action. The 14th order of the day is a motion on rehabilitation of Ethiopian Fufu Lajiki Oke Oil Link Road in Ifilodun, Ilorin South East local government areas of Kwara State, standing in the name of Honorable Aluko Ahmed Yinka. Honorable Aluko is invited to move the motion.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Yinka Aluko, PhD. I represent the people of Ilorin East, Ilorin South Federal Constituency of Kwara State. I thank Mr. Speaker once again for laying to rest this my motion that has been on for more than 1 year. I want the House to note that Idofion Fufu, Lajiki, Okioyi communities in Ifelodun, Ilorin South and Ilorin East local government area of Kwara State are critical to the state agricultural production, contributing to about 26% or over 500,000 metric tons of food supply annually, including tubers, grains, vegetables, and livestock. I also want to note that 27 kilometers of Fufu-Lajiki-Okioyi Link Road between two federal highways within 3 local government areas of Kwara State is crucial for agricultural and economic activities, but has not undergone major rehabilitation since 1980, despite its strategic importance in the North Central region. The deplorable state of the road has led to over 200 reported accidents in 2024, resulting in loss of lives and properties. Also, Mr. Speaker, the poor condition of the road has made it extremely difficult for farmers to transport farm produce from rural areas to urban markets, leading to post-harvest losses, reduced income for farmers, and increased cost of food, also discouraging farming, leading to food insecurity in the country. Worried that the dilapidated state of the road has created a conducive environment for criminal activities, including kidnapping and armed robbers, endangering the lives of residents and commuters. Cognizant of the fact that the rehabilitation of the road will not only reduce accidents and save lives, but also boost agricultural productivities, improve rural livelihoods, and stabilize food prices by ensuring that the smooth transportation of farm produce to the market. Mr. Speaker, I want the House to urge the Federal Ministry of Works to immediately commence the rehabilitation of the Dofion Fufu Lajiki Okeoyi Link Road to ensure the safe and free movement of people, goods, and services. Also, urge the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Works to prioritize the road as a critical infrastructure for agricultural development. And lastly, mandate the committees on works, agricultural production and services, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance and report to the House for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Our dear sister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The great man who has been doing wonderfully well. My name is Rep. Regina Akume, representing the good people of Bokutaka constituency. I'm from Benue State. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is of it. Again, honorable colleagues, this is infrastructure-related motion. It doesn't require any debate, so we'll go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is of it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Works and Agricultural Production and Services for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, it's my pleasure to announce the constitution of an ad hoc committee to investigate the matter of, allegation against USAID. And the members of the committee are as follows. We have Honorable Victor Obuzo, who is the chairman, who will be the chairman of the committee, and members will be Honorable Babu Jimmy Benson, Honorable Fred Abedi, Honorable Salman Idris, Honorable Bapa Aliyu, Honorable Barrister Oke Joe, Honorable Uduak Ududo, Honorable MB Shehu, Honorable Mansur Jega, Honorable Abdulmumin Ari, Honorable Saleh Adediji, Honorable Mark Obeta, Honorable Shitu Galadima, Galambi, Honorable Ino Garba, Honorable Mari Ibikake. You have 2 weeks to report back. Good luck. Leader of the House, please can you move for the suspension of our rules to allow us to adopt the votes and proceedings of today's plenary?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I hereby move that our relevant rules are suspended to enable us to adopt the proceedings of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader, can you second, please?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleague. I rise to second the motion moved by my leader. I hereby second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is of it. Leader of the House, can you move for the adjournment?
Thank you. Right,
to when?
Speaker.
What will be the date, please? Next week, we are going to use it for legislative days for the tax reform bills.
4th March.
It will be to 4th March, right?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Having justified our stay for today I hereby move that the House adjourn till 4th of March 2025, 11th a.m. Thank you.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion moved by my leader, as he said, having exhausted all the necessary things we need to do. I second that the House do adjourn to, as stated, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Please, can you indicate what has been stated for records?
I think 4th February. 4th March.
After getting an expo.
4th March.
Honorable colleagues, before I put the question, please, we encourage you. Where we are postponing plenary is to allow each and every member to participate in the tax reform deliberations. So please, I urge you to be around and to participate on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Honorable colleagues, those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. But those who say nay can remain until 4th of March. Food will be supplied by the chairman, Rules and Business.
Rules and Business.
Thank you.
Rule and Business, please.